Bum bum. Let's see if I have a live stream going. Okay, yeah. Can you hear me? Hi everyone. I guess no one's here, but I just need to. I really hope that someone might drop in, but overall, I just wanted to create my Rooster character for my new picture book that I'm working on with Beatrice Blues course. Like, I've written the book, and what I am doing now is creating the characters, and this is the Rooster, and I really want to sketch it out today, and I want to color it in watercolor and colored pencils. So the first thing I do is I created here kind of the building blocks of my Rooster. So I want to repass over those parts, and I want to make sure that I have them for myself. So I wanted to also share that I have bought Adelson Farias's pencil brushes. Yay! Commercial for pencil brushes. No, it's actually I bought them myself because I really love his work. He is fantastic, and seriously, his pencil brushes, I think those are gonna be my colored pencils. So yeah, so here in the Rooster, what I'm doing first is I created this kind of Rooster dude, and here I have now divided it into how do you call it, sides. Okay, so this is the top side that we see, so this one here, and this is the side. Okay, so basically I'm making him more blocky so that it's easier for me to then draw him out. So we can see his, maybe not so much, maybe like so. So this is the top, and these are the sides. So I can see his sides here like this. I can see this side, and this side I don't see it, it's behind. Okay, so I'm gonna take the eraser half strength and just erase it a bit. Okay. And then we have a neck that's basically a cylinder that connects into the to make it here more narrow, connects into the head. And then I have this kind of butt is this point where the kind of the feathers of the tail grow out from, and then we have a little semicircle at the bottom. Okay, so this creates his tummy. So basically, if we were to trace a line now, a central line like so, then like so, and it would go all the way back there, and then come all the way through here. So this is the shape of my Rooster. I will need it, as this is a picture book, I will need it maybe a bit more towards here. I will need it to be able to create a consistent character. Okay, so here I have my neck. I'm gonna erase the part that we don't see just a bit. And here the head is basically a little oval shape, and I don't want to give him a cheek. He's just going to be like a flattened oval in front. So this is the flattened part. So you can see it's not like as round here. This is the flattened part, and this is his head. Okay, and here is the central line that goes through this flattened part. Okay, so here is my eye line, and my eyes are oval as well in shape. So this, I'm preparing this for the future reference. For me to be able to draw my Rooster from every angle. So he's looking at us here. Let's take a look if he's looking at us, more or less. Can fix that later. Okay, and then I want to give him these eyebrows. And maybe the other eyebrow can come out here because it's a picture book. Okay, so the beak, this is the central part of the beak, and the beak, I was really confused at how to draw a beak of a rooster, but then I decided I'm just not gonna build it that much. So this is my side and profile view of the beak. So he's gonna have here a little nose, and that's it. And then here he will have a mouth, the lower part, like the jaw of the lower part. This is how his beak is gonna look like. That's just how I decided, and that's just how it's gonna be, and that's it. And then here we have that little tongue. Let's decide how he's gonna have the tongue. No. Let's see, maybe like so. Yeah. This is okay, like so. Because I don't even know how rooster tongues look like. I know how parrot tongues look like. So let's give him here a little smile. Like so. And I decided that his crest is gonna be this, basically, this roundish shape. Okay. And here, it's just gonna go into 3 parts. So they all follow this little semicircle, kind of like rounded shape. And I want my rooster to have rounded shapes, but I really don't like the very rounded, like the bottom part, the hanging, how do you call it? The hanging part here, the red one. So I kind of blocked it off a bit. I made it a bit squarish. Otherwise, they remind me of another body part. Okay, so, sorry. As they said, like, I already mentioned that Beatrice Blue, what she said was that if you want to learn about the person, then you just need to see them draw live and listen to what they say. You will learn about them. So here I'm creating his legs, and as he's turned in 3/4, okay? So basically these are his legs, and here we have the length of the legs, and here I'm not making the fairy mistake, and I'm making sure that he doesn't look like a little, I don't know, short-footed thing. So basically his legs are gonna be 2 tubes, cylinders. Here's the knee, because I will have to repeat over and over this character. I don't want to give him any particular things, like any particular knee pads or something. Like, we could do this, but I don't want. I feel like he's already charismatic enough. So yeah, and then he's gonna wear pants. I want my rooster to wear pants, but there is an explanation to that. So these are the pants. This is the length of the pants, okay? So here in the center they meet. This is my tummy. He collects pebbles. So my daughter, what she used to do when she was smaller, she, even now, like, you cannot imagine how many rocks I got out of her school bag. So basically, she used to collect rocks, and this is what gave me the idea for the rooster collecting pebbles. He likes different colored pebbles. So yay, the rooster is gonna collect pebbles. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create an arm cylinder on this side and on this side. So that's why I marked. So this is the side of my rooster. He has this butt kind of chunkier, like so. So these are 2 cylinders. These are 2 ovals that I will connect in a cylinder to have my arms. So I know that these are the cylinders. This one and this one, they are for arms and for legs, okay? So here I have already mapped out the connection points between the arm and like so. It's in the central part of the cylinder, between the elbow, the shoulder, and the hand itself. Okay, and basically what my wings are a long piece of paper. I don't even want to make them like, if you take a strip of paper like so, and if you make the open hand like so, these are his fingers. He has 4 because he's an animal, but still it lets him grip things. Okay, and this is what I will be doing when I copy this character over and over. So I know that this distance, this distance and this distance, so it gets from this distance, it gets a bit wider and a bit wider. Okay, so I know that this distance approximately I need to put it here, and then I know that this distance, we know it, and now we know this one. So here we have it a bit folded, so it's okay that basically what we do here is create that square, but that square is folding in on itself. So this square I'm talking about, and it's folding in on itself. And then there are the fingers that are also bending like so. So he's holding them like so, and then, oh sorry, we go into the wing itself. And here already I will decide, like every time I can put random number of those feathers, and I know that they connect to the cylinders. Okay, so this is a very important thing for me to remember, like to know when I draw my character. And then I know that at this distance here I have these 2 connectors, and that my how do you call them, the straps that go over the shoulders, so basically they are connected here. And as we know that this is an oval, on the back I want them to be connected here. So this is for the future reference, how they will go, connected here, and from here it's gonna go and be connected there. Okay, so this is everything that I'm doing now, is mapping out my character so that I can then draw him out without worrying that he doesn't look like himself. Okay, so the feet are these little kind of triangular shapes, rounded triangles, and I want my middle toe to come out the most, and then these toes are gonna be shorter like so. He can spread them wide open, he can do whatever, but for now he's standing just like that. It's just standing. Maybe this toe can go like so, but I know because here is the distance from the foot. Okay, and here I have a semicircle, and here it kind of cuts off, and I have one that goes into here, then I have 2, so basically these are the feathers, 1 2 3 4 5, magical number. Okay, okay. A funny story about the magical number is that I actually liked number 4 when I was a kid, and then I started learning Chinese, and I found out that 4 in Chinese is number 4, so 1 2 3 4 is 4, and it is pronounced the same way as death, and people try to avoid number 4 at all costs in China. So yeah, my number of like the one that I liked stopped being 4. Just a funny story. Okay, so this I did. I made the draw over for my rooster here, all of this. Okay, I did it for the plain fact that I will need it for me to then be able to build the character. Okay, so I have these 2 layers, 1 and 2. So this one is less precise, let's say, okay, and this one is more precise. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to start drawing out my rooster. Actually, yeah, we will keep both, like switching between the 2. So here what I want to do is I'm gonna create a new layer. Oh, and by the way, I didn't mention, but I'm working on a canvas that is Riviera cold press, the cold press paper texture from Calvin from Drifter Studio. And look at this, look at this, look at the brushes that I got. Dreamy watercolor. So let me just show you. I just need to show you quickly. So look at that, look at that. And now I have one thing that's okay, so let's do one thing. Automatic selection, like you. Okay, and now if I go into the brightness and saturation, and wait, I didn't do that, sorry. If I do the feathering now, but more, okay, and I go into saturation a bit more, and just a bit more into the brightness. Look at that. This is just watercolor, pure watercolor. And also here in just a second, so there are different erasers that I can use. So look at that, look, watercolor. Oh my god, I'm in love with these brushes. I only tried one thing, I will show you. I only tried one thing. I tried this leaf and it's horrible, I know, no need to comment on that. But I just wanted to show you the textures of the watercolor that I got from his brushes. Cannot recommend him enough. So today we're going to be trying to do that. Okay, so first what I want to do is I want to outline my where is my Adelson's sketch brush. Okay, so I'm using 6B. Let's see if I use the gray color. Let's see, this is 6B, this is 3B, this is 0.5, don't know which one to choose, maybe 0.5, and this is a tech pen. No, let's see what other pencils do we have. Now I think I'm gonna go with the 0.1 to outline my chicken. So this is gonna give me that pencil texture. Okay, so here I'm gonna lower the opacity just a bit more, and I'm going to start outlining my chicken. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to start with the eyes. Okay, so these are my eyes, and I'm going in a way that most artists will tell you, no, you can't do that, though, you have to do one line swoop. But this is illustration. I do what I want, and I want it to feel like a pencil sketch. So honestly, here I'm perfectly alright with doing these kind of sketchy strokes. Okay, and let's add in a little bit of that eyelid here, a little bit, and we darken it up. So just a bit, so that to indicate. Okay, I'm gonna use an eraser. Let's see. His erasers, he has a clean eraser here. This charcoal still. Clean point here. Oh, it's too large. Okay, I'm gonna clean it up here. I'm thinking maybe I should give him a bit more. Oh, maybe I should give him just a bit more of that outline on the eye and make him a bit more appealing for a picture book. What do you say? Okay. What is happening with my tip? It's a bit scratchy. Okay, that's it. Okay. So this is my eye. We're gonna fill it in with color. Watercolor, I think. It doesn't have to be perfect. Mistakes are the best thing. Okay, so here I have the other eye. So here, like so. Now I'm drawing in only the parts which I see. So the construction is underneath, and I see that from here we have that other eyelash. Okay. He's not a girl chicken, so we don't give him that little, like, this. This would make him into a girl chicken instantly. Okay, so then we have the eyebrows. Like so. Maybe here we have another eyebrow. Let's make it a bit bushy and messy. Okay, here what I want to do is I want to create that face that we have still a bit some distance between the eye and the face, okay? And here I'm going to draw in that shape of the head. And I was thinking, because it was so difficult to come up with the idea of the rooster, honestly, because I never drew animals like this, like a bird. I've never drawn a bird in my life, and I was thinking, how do I do the crest? Well, how do I put this so it's how do you call it, symmetrical and stuff. And then I thought, seriously, like, I don't care about symmetry. I know that from the front he's gonna look like this, and that's it. I just want him to be recognizable in all his poses. And I like how appealing this looks. It makes him look very friendly. He's very rounded, and this crest on top makes him look very, very friendly. So that's the point of our rooster here. So he's going to be a white rooster. Already, not only is he a rooster, the only one in the whole chicken coop, but he's white, so he already kind of is different. We'll have to think about the white color, if it's going to be purplish or if it's going to be bluish. Okay, so here we have that beak. Erase this bit, that was unnecessary. I don't want to make that beak very sharp. I want to make it pointy but not mega sharp. Okay, I'm going to share a fun fact with you, that when you draw books, what you do is you basically put your drawing underneath, and then you retrace it and change emotions, change the pose, but to keep the consistency, that's what you do. Okay, maybe here that tongue. No, it has to be higher. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so here he has one of those squared off, rounded. Maybe, what if we do? No, that makes him feel a bit more pointy and jaggedy, and I don't want that. Okay. So there's no one here. No, there's one person here. Hi, I would appreciate it if you say hi. I seriously need someone to acknowledge my existence. I've been feeling very low, and yesterday I was like, I don't know if you have been on my Patreon, if you have seen the last episode of my podcast. I've been feeling very low. So here I had this beautiful, I had this podcast episode that is like very, it made me feel sad. Or actually I created the podcast episode because I was feeling sad. And it's just, you know, when sometimes it feels lonely. So I think this is why I'm drawing live on YouTube, because it just feels lonely sometimes. And here, let's make it just a bit wider, this part, because I wanted to cover, so let's do one thing. I wanted to cover the shoulder, like so. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this off. So now we have that part that covers the shoulder. Okay, so now let's go into our body. So I know that he has the body here, I can see it, and here we have the wing. Okay, actually created here those little flappy thingies. Okay, we'll recreate those now in a moment. So here we go like so. This is too sketchy. Okay, and let's do this, and here we have that elbow, and this is where the feathers would stick out normally, I think. At least never seen an anthropomorphic chicken, but I think this is where they would stick out. Okay. And this is our hand going in here, and here we have our armpit. Okay, so I had my fingers here, and I'm making, even though this is kind of square, as here it's square, but it's rounded square, so like so. And here we will have that feather, maybe like this. Maybe this part covers the finger. Okay, so this is one arm done. I'm thinking maybe I make it just a bit wider here in the central part. Just a bit, I don't know, it looks more appealing. Like a bit rounded off. Because this character is all about kindness, all about being a dad. He's amazing. This character is amazing, so lots of love put into this character. Okay, so now let's do the, how do you call these things? The straps that hold up the bands. Okay, here I want to make it a bit more squared off. Maybe like so. So now I'm creating the design that then I will base, because I have the structure, and then I will base all the details. These are like already the details, the clothing and so on. If you like, on my Patreon there is a free video you can watch about how to create that base structure, okay, with an example for a humanoid character. So if this goes here, let's give it a bit of a thing like that. Okay, and this one goes over here. Like so. So if you want, on my Patreon, it's completely free. Like, you can watch it, where I share the thoughts on how I make that character. So not selling anything or... Okay, so here we have this, and then we have this other strap going like so. Actually, let's do one fell swoop here. Don't like it. Wait, let's do one. No, why can't I make a straight line? Okay. Okay. Here, I don't want it to go straight into that corner here. But now, what I want to do is, I do want to add some thickness to these straps. And here, I do want to add some thickness to these buckles. Like so. So they hold the strap. Okay. So these are tiny details that I can add. That won't be difficult to replicate. Okay, and here I don't see the thickness, but I can see a bit of the top part. Maybe. Like so. Where the thing kind of goes into, the strap goes into. And then on the straps, thinking maybe this is too narrow now. I want to make it thicker. So like so approximately. Okay, and maybe here eventually we will give it also a bit of thickness, because he is facing us in 3/4. Just a bit of thickness here. Okay, so not as much as on the other one. We don't see it as much. Okay. Here we have that tummy going down. Okay, and here we have the pants. This is the circle of the pants, like the cylinder. Not the cylinder, sorry. The pants waistline. Okay, so what we want to do now is I want to add some thickness to the pants as well. This means that here we don't have a problem, but over here we need to add those pants, we need to add the thickness to the pants, like so. Okay. And what we will do is we're going to add the thicknesses all over here. I don't like how the line is going. Okay. So we go down here and now we will be erasing, okay? First I want to do that main shape. I see that there are 3 people watching. Guys, please someone comment something that I know that you're here. Thank you. I'm sorry for asking for the comments, but it's not just like to make it more visible for others, it's just for my own sake, because I'm sitting here talking to myself. Okay, so these are our pants, okay? So here I have the bottom, okay, of these pants. And what I want to do is I want to create the kind of let's do one thing. Let's do create another layer, okay? So here we create one cylinder. And we're gonna build it up now, so it's easier to do that. So one cylinder, we duplicate it, and what we do is we make it a bit wider, like so, okay? Then, no, I don't want it to be uniform, I want it to be the same width, okay. I'm gonna duplicate this cylinder. I'm going to raise it up and slightly make it bigger. Okay, so this is how tall my pants are gonna be. And here we have the connection, okay? And now what we need is another cylinder. Actually, I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna duplicate this cylinder. I'm gonna raise it up. It like so. Okay, and I'm going to create the thickness of this pant leg, okay? So I'm gonna take all of this, I'm gonna group it, duplicate it, I'm gonna move it here, make it smaller. For this leg, looking at where it ends. Maybe like so. Maybe here we go, and this is gonna create the second cylinder. Okay, so I'm gonna flatten, merge. I'm going to lower the opacity so that I know where my pants actually, let's go back to the layer, yes, where my pants actually have that bit of, like when you wrap the ends of the pants, when you wrap them up. So here we'll have this part, and I'm not doing it straight, I'm doing it like it's fabric, so it's gonna be folding like so. And here I'm just gonna indicate just a bit that it's folding here, okay? And maybe we'll create a crease over here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eliminate this leg that we have drawn over here, okay? So here I'm gonna do this already so that I don't have to eliminate it afterwards. And let's draw that pants leg like so. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, this is too curvy. Okay, but just to indicate that here there is this kind of crease happening, and this is our thickness, okay? So now we're already getting our chicken, Rooster, we're getting him more shaped, okay? So now let's do the legs. So the legs, they go from here, and because I already have the construction, I don't have to wonder, oh, where are they gonna come from, and just draw it. I never managed to do like these drawings, like, you know, when there are picture books, just drawn, just like you just go and you sit down and you draw, and I never managed to do that, and I really envy people who can do that. Here, I'm so sorry, I'm sitting outside on the balcony drawing, and I'm thinking, what if here we gave them a bit of a narrower kind of sorry for the noise. We narrowed it down a bit so that that finger, the toe, I don't even know how to call it. If it's a paw, is it the toe? What is it? A finger? So maybe we do this. So this is my concept in a golden pose. A golden pose is something that I'm gonna stop talking for now until the card goes away, okay? So a golden pose, I don't know if you can hear me. Can someone tell me if you can hear me over all this racket and noise? They decided to clean the street down below. And as I'm on the balcony, it's making so much noise. Can anyone please comment if you can hear me? Okay, so yeah, I like this idea of this toe kind of being separate, and here we have that little leg. Okay, we're almost done with the sketch, yay! So, what I want to do now, gosh, can't hear anything, I think. I have to scream. What I'm gonna do now, go away, car! Limpia Zaragoza, go away. Seriously, you decided to clean the street here. Now. Good morning, Saturday. Okay, so here are my feathers. And as I already did the construction, this is very cool because I don't have to think. I just line, and I'm happy with the line. Maybe here in one of the feathers, you can have, just in one, he can have this kind of irregularity. Maybe, I don't know, a frog bit him or something on his hike. But just one feather. What is happening today? Why are people drilling and doing stuff? My gosh. Okay, so here, like so. Here we have this feather like so. Okay, and here we have maybe this feather is gonna be underneath them. It's gonna come like so. Okay, now all that's left is the last arm. So here I will do this. I'm thinking, which pose do I like more? Maybe this one I like it more. Yeah. Let's do this one. Slightly longer thumb. Okay. It's like, hi. Okay. Here I'm gonna do one feather. And here I'm gonna do the other feather. Okay. So now we go into this part. And here, as I said, where the feathers are, just gonna do this. Okay, let's make a bigger one, like here. It's too thick. Okay, let's take a look at what we have. This is our rooster. So now what I want to do is I want to create a silhouette the way I usually do. And we can delete these. Ah, the pocket. I forgot the pocket. Where's my pocket? Where's I have the pocket? Okay, I have it mapped out here. So pockets are very important for this rooster. It's like mega important. So first of all, let's do the button. Maybe we do like a ginormous button. Like this. We will see the side of the button as well. Like this. And here we will see that maybe it's gonna go all the way down. Then we will add stitches and stuff in places where we need them, maybe. Here I'm gonna draw the inside of the button. And here we'll do that button is stitched. Okay, maybe this part could be a bit more here. Maybe we can lower the button just a bit because I think it's too close to the edge of the pants. Oh. What if we take this and we do this? Okay, and here we can do the second kind of you know that part, like so. Okay, and then the pockets. So the pockets, so definitely they have to go behind. Like, first of all, let's do the waistline for the pants, like so, and the pockets will go here. So this is our pocket, and it's full. I will tell you what. Can you guess what it's full of? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, a comment. Thank you, Elvedin. Thank you so much. So the pockets are full. Oh, what's this line? What is this line? I don't want this line. Thank you, but no. So the pockets are actually full of... Actually, let's not make this part. Let's remove it. Too many lines already. As I was saying, the pockets are full of bubbles. So there we don't see the pocket. Okay, so here we can create that stitch around the pocket. Like so. His pockets are full of pebbles and colorful little stones that he finds by the river. And he's quite a collector. Okay. So now we have our little baby chicken. Not so baby, but he's my baby. Okay, so here we have pockets. I was thinking of also giving him maybe a patch on his pants to contrast the round shapes. I'm gonna make it like so, square. And it's gonna have polka dots, large ones. Large polka dot, like so. and it's gonna be stitched with stitches. Okay, remove the pencil lines that we don't need. So we have stitches here. This one goes on top, this one underneath here. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe erase it just a tiny bit. Maybe it's just too high up, too low below, like so. So his pants are definitely worn. Maybe a farmer wore them, like a farmer's son or something. If a farmer, he can't be so tiny. But he found these pants and he loves these pants and he traveled and these pants have history. Okay, so I'm quite happy with the result for now. Yeah, I think we can start adding colors. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm thinking the stitches. So let's see our construction line. So here, maybe let's add some stitches over here as well. So just to make it a bit more, maybe these stitches are too often together, like so. And maybe here we will have a line that separates the pants in half, and we will have stitches on one side. Like so. And I think that's a details, in too many details already, because otherwise maybe these stitches are too long. Let's see, like this. Maybe let's make them smaller and let's redo them. I don't like these stitches. Let's do one thing. I'm gonna take a bigger pencil, make it bigger, and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And here we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now I'm gonna take a smaller eraser and erase it in the middle, like so. A life hack, how to make stitches. Okay. It's quite nice. Yeah, I think this is enough details. One more thing. I know that here usually they have these I don't know, maybe we could make them stripy. What did I do? Why did I erase it? Fine. I need to bring back my lines. I somehow erased it here unwillingly. Maybe I know the word in Spanish, tirantes. Maybe they will be stripy. What if they are stripy? Yeah, I think this looks good. I think this gives it the amount of detailing and the amount of simplicity is just right. Because maybe here, maybe we could make some more. No, too many feathers. I think that's it. This is the definitely the sketch. So I'm gonna go take a small break, drink my coffee that was already cold, and then I'm gonna schedule a live sketch in half an hour. So in a live one in half an hour, what I will be doing is I'm gonna be adding colors. So I'm really starting. I really am in love with this chicken. So yeah, and then we need to do a crocodile as well. So that's gonna be fun. So yay! I'm very happy with the result. So I'll see you guys in half an hour, about 10:30. I'll just take a small break, and we will start painting him. So see you later. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for the comment.